I thought I'd show you guys this guy. Hey, look at the camera, buddy. So this is Loki. And yes, his older brother is Thor. And he is one of the biggest pups yet. I forgot he's about 2 pounds right now. And growing so much every day. But I think he's pretty adorable. Anyway, I'll put him back in the pen. He'll go right to Mama. They're 5 days old now. All right. You ready to go back in? All right, buddy. Here you go. All right, everyone, welcome. I thought you might enjoy seeing the puppies today. We'll leave the puppy cam up in the corner. So we got a lot of questions, obviously. So just about the puppies. Lily had 10 puppies this past Tuesday. She actually had 12. One was stillborn, and then another one was born about 12 hours after the rest of them and didn't make it. But we have 10 that are beautiful. They're growing quickly. They're almost double in size from their birth weight. We weigh them every single day. We're getting a little echo. Okay, Keith, check it on your end if you would. Hang on, let me turn off. That might make a difference. I just turned off the second mic that was on the webcam. That's probably why. Whew. So, yeah, the pups are doing well though. So let me change my chat list here so I can see all the comments. So we got a few comments coming in already. And Naperville Real Estate, welcome back. You're always here. Appreciate you watching. Wanting to know about customizing Veranda homes. And if the developer, come back here, scrolling up out of my site. And if the developer will change or add electrical outlets, crown molding, etc. if you buy a lot and then build a custom home. So, no, you can't customize Veranda homes at this point. I say at this point because it used to be that you couldn't customize not patio villas. Well, yeah, you can customize patio villas now over in Middleton, and the cottage villas and cottage homes, now they're doing customization over in Shady Brook. But on the designer homes, generally, yes. I'm not sure all that they're offering. They cut down about 2 years ago what they allow for customization. Good or bad, it is what it is. I know myself, I have a handful of customizations that we're looking at doing on the new house before our renters move in, and a whole bunch after they move out and we get ready to move in hopefully it's 4 years. So Patrick wants to know, any comments on Costco opening, definite or work in progress? Well, anything is still a work in progress until they go to contract and they actually start digging in the ground. It's been my experience watching the various websites that once they go to permit with the Water Management District, which is where this surfaced last Friday, then at that point, it's pretty much a done deal. Could it change? Yeah, it could. Will it change? I seriously doubt it. This has been in the works that I know of for about 3 years. I found out some good information about a year ago, but wasn't at liberty to talk about it just because my sources, they tell me things sometimes to point me in the right direction with the understanding that I'm not going to release information unless I find something in writing, which is what I did. This was posted on the Southwest Florida Water Management District's website, and in the state of Florida, if you're going to put a shovel in the ground, you got to have the Water Management District's permission. Whew. So it is a big Costco, 162,000 square feet and 39 fuel pumps. It's on about 20 acres of land. So it's going to be a big place. And it's out in front, or right behind, the Fresh Market on 466. Let's see, what else do we got here? Mushkie says, yep, Mushkie's talking to Naperville about Veranda homes, and some of the designer homes, okay. And I see Jerry and Linda stopped in. Good to see you as always, Jerry and Linda. I ran into Jerry last week down at Brownwood. All right, what do we got? Yes, the puppies are adorable. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I can keep all 10, but probably not going to happen. The two I have right now are quite a handful. Let's see. Karen P says, hi, Don. Congratulations on the puppies. Thanks. Do you have any I'm sure it must be guessed, as to how much more expansion is coming to the villages. How much more expansion is coming to the villages? All you got to do is look at their map on the village's website, and you will see that they own land all the way down to Center Hill. And so that's another 20, 25 years worth of work. Plus they're acquiring more land. They acquired 900 acres in Mascot, which isn't far away from the villages. So that's coming along. They can, as long as people will sell land, they'll continue to build. All right. Do you think growth will ever go west towards I-75? No. To get there, to get towards I-75, you got to have to go through Wildwood. That's not happening. If you're talking south of south of the Turnpike. Sorry, the brain just goes a little haywire every now and then. South of the Turnpike, over by DeLuna, that's not happening either. The Monarch Ranch property has been designated an economic development area. It's classified as a mega site. There's power going in there, specialized power. There'll be 2 entrances that are basically 4-lane roads each. That's going to be a huge industrial site. That is the future of Sumter County. The villages is great, but eventually the gravy train ends. And once it ends, we got to have something else to replace it. And, it's going to be industrial. And that's a great site because it borders 2 major roadways. Let's see. Whew, we got a whole bunch. Too much cuteness, better sound now. Great. We got another beautiful day in the villages. Yep. Kim is leaving Massachusetts for the villages tomorrow. Well, Kim, good to have you back. Looks like Lily's going out for a walk or probably to the bathroom. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, good question. What color was Lily when she was a pup? When we picked her out, she was at 8 weeks old, and she was dark. With golden retrievers at about 4 to 5 weeks old, whatever color their ears are is pretty good clue on what color the pups will actually be when they're full grown. We have a couple of very light ones that are taking after Sully, the dad. the blue one all the way in the back of the screen on the left for the pup cam. There he is. Now you can see him a little bit better. He looks like he's going to be on the dark side. There's definitely a good mix this time. Let's see. Jim O says, "Hi Don, I watched your video 140. Great job. I think you might be the first one to climb the rock wall." Laugh out loud. I don't think so. You're not getting my butt up there. I did that once on a cruise ship a couple of years back. That was quite enough for me. Let's see. Hello from the village of LaBelle. Okay, William, good to have you back. Yes, please hit the like button. Greatly appreciate it. Debbie Jenkins says, "We are looking for a veranda in Shady Brook. I understand that they have been started. Any estimate on when they'll be released for sale?" No. I mean, it takes about 2.5 months to build the house. And when they start releasing verandas, they want to have the bulk of them done before they release. And, they'll release, a third to a half of them the first day, and then, more in coming days and weeks. So, best thing I can tell you is figure out when they started, and that will be, a good marker, and you can figure about 2.5 months after that they'll be available. Let's see, we got here. Richard says, "My wife and I will be residents of Moultrie Creek a week from Wednesday. Can't wait." I understand. I can't wait either. Craig Vernon says, "Don, do you know if Burnside repairs are completed yet?" Burnside repairs. I'm not aware of any repairs on Burnside, but I don't have my... I'm not plugged into everything all at once. I apologize. We got a bunch of hellos and welcomes. And John Alexander is coming for our lifestyle visit in June. Great time. Be sure to enjoy yourself. Go to the squares. It's a beautiful place. Let's see. Landgirl GB says, what size of moving trucks are permitted in the villages? I don't see large trailers rolling up through those streets. Looks like I'll be doing a lot of downsizing. Congratulations, Willie. So I have seen the big moving vans in many neighborhoods over the years. As when we first moved in, everybody was moving in. We have a Courtyard Villa right now. We saw the big moving vans come through in the Courtyard Villas. They were here a short time and unloaded and go on. It's a little inconvenient, but it's not too bad. They can make it. These drivers are pretty good, pretty skilled at getting into tight places. Let's see. Cecilia Hartman says, you didn't mention the grocery store in Eastport, number 140. Is there any word on which grocery store it will be? No word yet. I try and mention as much as I can during the videos, but sometimes things are going by too quick on the screen to try and keep track. That video, I will tell you, the last week has been challenging with dealing with a litter of pups. We spent all day Tuesday with Lily in labor and delivering. It actually started about 1 o'clock Tuesday morning. She came into the bedroom. I could tell she was, in labor. I got out of bed. I sat on the floor next to her. We have a dog bed next to the bed on my side for the dogs to sleep on. And except for Sully, he likes to just jump into bed and sleep between us. But she ended up calming down, and labor stopped about 2 hours into it. But to keep her comfortable, I slept on the floor. I think my back is finally recovered. Sleeping on a tile floor was not a good thing for me, but I had to be there for her. Let's see. All right, we talked about that. Travel with Mark and Brenda. I enjoyed meeting you and Giselle earlier this month. Looking forward to the new food options at Edna's. Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. My understanding is at Edna's, it's going to be pretty much the same food as before, but they're taking the people preparing the food out of the oven. Those trailers can be brutally hot, even though some of them were underneath the trees and shaded a little bit. It's still hot here in the summertime. And William says, John Alexander, bring your checkbook. Oh, yep. John's the guy coming for the lifestyle preview in June. Let's see. Frank A. says, hi, Don. I know your first choice of village in Eastport, but what guidance can you give for a second or third choice? We had Water's Edge and LaGrange on the radar. Thanks for all you do, Frank. You know, as I said a couple of videos ago, Water's Edge, Water's Edge, Moultrie Creek, Shady Brook, and Lakeview are really going to be incredible choices because you're going to be right between Eastport and Middleton, which a lot of possibilities. I saw a map posted on Facebook. I'm trying to get some of the information validated on it, but it showed 10 food establishments going into Middleton, and that's a lot of restaurants. Plus, what you end up having in Eastport, it's really going to be a great location. LaGrange, not bad. Well Point, really any of the areas that they're building out right now, all the way down to where 470 and Central Parkway is, and just on the south side of that, I think any of that's going to be a decent area. Myself, I liked it where I'm at in Moultrie Creek because we wanted to be farther from the turnpike. Having been in Newell, Lake Denham, and Dabney quite a bit, I could hear the traffic. So I didn't like it. So that was kind of what was driving me away from those areas. But once I saw what was going on with Eastport and Middleton and the distance from the turnpike, it was a no-brainer. Let's see. Carol wants to know, how many restaurants will there be at Edna's? Will there be any food trucks? No, the food trucks are going away. Excuse me. The food trucks are going away. And it's just going to be the one restaurant. I guess they're going to be able to change up their menu. It's still, it's a small area, but, to me, it was a brilliant idea. My understanding was that the top-level management wasn't in favor of it, and that would be the third generation, but the fourth generation of the developer's family liked the idea. They pushed it, went with it, and obviously Edna's is a huge success. I've been there many times. It's great being able to sit underneath the canopy of trees. It's gorgeous. Anyway, so let's see. Victoria wants to know, great video. Do you know approximately how long it takes and how much it costs to build a pool on a Verizon site? Congratulations, that are adorable. Oh, on a Veranda site. Got it. She corrected herself. So, when I built my pool here in a courtyard villa, it was, oh my gosh, 7 years ago I built it. I use T&D. I recommend T&D. I've watched enough pools be built over the last 5 years that I've been doing my business and taking pictures. I've seen good results. I've seen poor results. T&D is very good at what they do. They have crews specifically for this that go from site to site and do the various tasks. It takes about 2 months to build a pool. If T&D tells you it's going to be done on June 1st, you can take that to the bank. I mean, Terry Yoder, the owner, nice guy. I've gotten to know him quite well in the last 2 years. Terry Yoder is really sensitive towards his reputation. He's a very good businessman. He wants to make sure all his customers are happy, so he does a great job. And he and the next generation of the family that are running the business are really top notch in this field. Let's see. Okay, right. Okay. John Alexander wants to know, how can we get the awesome map you use in your videos? John, it's real simple. Go to my website, goldwingnut.com. At the top of the screen, you'll see it says Villages Map. Click on that, and you can download Bill Vane's latest map. I got a new one to put up. I haven't had a chance yet. It's been a little busy around the Wiley homestead. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a coffee addict. And Jerry says, Richard, I'm less than a year behind you. I need to finish up renovating my house so we can sell it for top dollar. We'll be near Eastport. Yeah, you'll be near Eastport, for the next year. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that whole area is probably 2 or 3 years worth of building to go, if not longer. It's a big area. Cecilia says, I'm surprised you were able to get a video out this week. Where does all the dirt go that they're hauling out of the Eastport area? Good question. So I will tell you, I set a new record yesterday. I started at about 2 in the afternoon doing the voiceovers for video 140, and I finished up at about 1 o'clock, and that was taking 2 hours for dinner and spending some time with my wonderful bride. It was a lot of work to get it done. If you'll notice, there's things that were missing in that video: the maps, the track overlays. I opted for getting content out and took away the bells and whistles. Those bells and whistles take a lot of time. Anyway, where does the dirt go? So yeah, the caravan of trucks is amazing to watch. Right now there is a haul yard south of Shady Brook. In fact, if you are on Marsh Bend Trail, going through Shady Brook and going by the Saluka Recreation Center, that's where the trucks are coming in and out. They build mountains out of this dirt, and then they haul it back again. But it's a very well organized effort, and they know exactly what they're doing. How much land is necessary to have a pool on a veranda site? Depends on the size of the pool, obviously. Obviously the bigger you have, the bigger lot you can have. My lot is about 8,500 square feet in the new house, and I've got a huge backyard. So no problem there. Many of the inside lots for a veranda home are much smaller. If you get an inside lot, you're probably not going to have room for a pool. If you get a corner inside lot, you might have room for a pool, and most of the view sites will have room for a pool. Pool with a spa at T&D is $130 to $170. Yeah, Jerry, that's not unusual. I paid $86 for mine 7 years ago. Labor is unbearably expensive. Materials since COVID have gone through the roof, so it's gotten expensive. If you you were to build it when the house is new, it's about $100,000. Is it worth it? I think so. For me, yes, we have over 100 pools, but at 5 o'clock in the morning, when I get up, if I want to go take a dip in the pool, I can do it. And if it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm watching a movie, I can sit in the hot tub with a cold beer or a glass of scotch and enjoy the movie on the TV that's playing on the lanai from the hot tub and not have to worry about things. So is it worth it? Only you can answer that. For me, I thought it was. Will we do a pool in the new home? That's 4 years down the road before I have to make that decision. Hopefully, assuming I win the election. I don't know. I mean, love having the pool. I got one now. Had one in my last house before I moved to the Villages. It was great. The downside is when Sully decides to get in the water, a golden retriever's coat holds about 10 gallons of water, and he inevitably wants to come inside with all 10 gallons of it. So it's quite a bit. Let's see. Naperville Real Estate says, do you order your golf cart with custom features you want that is built to your specifications from the factory, or do they come standard and they're finished with the dealer and the items you want? So Yamaha sends out, so your question is good about ordering a golf cart. You can order a basic golf cart. Pretty much everybody customizes them. They basically come in a handful of colors from the factory. If you want other colors, they can paint it. It's not a big deal. But you get to customize it however you want. Villages Golf Cart and Country Village Power Equipment in Webster. They're located right across from the Webster Fairground or the Webster Flea Market. Either one of them will build a custom cart to your specifications. If you really want to go custom, I recommend Country Village, not because they're a sponsor, but because I've seen what they can do. I shot a commercial for them. They gave me a great tour. Their capabilities are phenomenal. They work on a much lower volume than the Villages. Nothing wrong with the Villages golf carts. I have one now. But if you really want to get customized, I would look down at Country Village. Let's see. You'll love the map. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Cecilia says, speaking of Marshman Trail, that's where I saw the wide area on the road that seems to be widening, not 301, like she mentioned last Sunday. Yes, that is correct, Cecilia. That widening is being done by the county, and that's south of the traffic circle of McNeil Drive. That's phase 2 of that work. It's not going to be widened to 4 lanes. Right now they're improving the drainage along the side of the road, but it's going to be 2 lanes. There was nothing really to justify making it 4 lanes. There was no further entrance into the Villages along that south of McNeil Drive, so that's where it was set to go. Let's see. So Jerry, if you're, if you want to be in the pool early, it's definitely worth doing. Todd and Cecile says, do all the homes built appear on the website when they become available, or do the leftovers show up available after the salespeople contact their leads? So my understanding is they load them up all the night before for listing, and as they sell the next morning, they're marked off as sold. So it happens very, very quickly. Same thing with the lots, the view lots. If you go on at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, uh, on when the homes are being released, you'll see them pop up and then they just go away. There's so many people vying for homes. So many people want to move here. It's a great place to live. I love it. But the ones that don't sell immediately, they show up on the website, yes. Naperville says, I've heard good things about your sponsor, golf cart company. Yeah, they do maintenance on golf carts. Right now, if you go to the Villager's golf cart, if you're not the original owner of that golf cart and it was bought from them, my understanding is they won't service it. So it's kind of a pain, but I understand they've got so many golf carts they've got to service. They have to limit their scope of business to their customers that have bought from them. The whole concept of, well, you're not the first owner is kind of, I don't like it. They're not servicing it. And, my thought is the person who sold it probably bought another golf cart. So now they've got two out there. And it's just the whole service thing is a problem. But you need an oil change or something like that, Country Builds will come to your house and do it. Phyllis wants to know, hi, is there any word on CVS at Magnolia Plaza? No, that's still up in corporate hands. As far as corporate CVS and not with the villages, it's still a go. They're just trying to figure out, how they're going to do it. I don't know all the details. Let's see. Mike B says, any updates on boosters or Ednas? Well, Mike, yeah, that was just in video number 140. Boosters is probably late June, and Edna's probably, I would say, late May. It's going to open up. Any thoughts on the Monarch Grove area? Monarch Grove's a nice area. I've been down there many times. They've got some beautiful green space in there. In the, which end would that be? That would be the west end. What was the name of that? Flint Loop. Just west of Flint Loop, there is this beautiful wooded area that they kept. Very nice. If there's anything I don't like about Monarch Grove, it'd be the area near the turnpike. You get a good deal on a house like that. You can hear some of the squeakers in the background. But you're going to have to put up with the turnpike noise. Will they build a sound retaining wall when they widen the turnpike to 8 lanes through Sumter County? I don't know yet. I was supposed to go to a Metropolitan Planning Organization meeting this past Wednesday, but we had to take Lily to the vet to get x-rayed to make sure she did not have another pup still inside her. We didn't want her health to be endangered by that. Commissioner Eastep and Commissioner Ulrich both attended the meeting for Sumter County in my absence. Mike, any rumors about Costco this week? Any insights? Costco is coming based on the permitting that's been filed. Recommend go watch video 140 after this. I covered a lot of these topics. But yeah, it looks like it's coming. It's a 162,000 square foot store with 32 fuel pumps. Hi Don, off the top of your head, I know you trusted I know who you trusted for pool construction, but can you tell me who you'd like for garage epoxy, garden design, or sprinkler system service? Congratulations on the pups. So epoxy floor, a lot of people get the epoxy floor. Okay, epoxy is a two-part chemical, um, and to do it right is basically several layers. Um, Basically, it's paint, what you're getting with most of these epoxy floors. Uh, Not something that I would consider for my home. So I really can't say much. Um, Garden design sprinkler systems haven't really had much to do with any of those. So I don't really have a good guess on those. My recommendation: talk to your neighbors, see who they use, let somebody else cut through the the garbage and find the good contractors for you. Victoria says, does the pool company T&D also install the bird cage over the pool area? Absolutely. T&D is a turnkey purchase. Okay, that means that they do everything. I'll give you an example, Victoria. When I had my pool put in, I'm in a courtyard villa, so we got a fence. I had landscaping. I didn't have gas, but I wanted a gas heater. So I needed a tank. So they excavated, they did all the concrete work, they did the decking, they did the bird cage, they did all the pool equipment, they replaced the landscaping, the sod, reinstalled the fence, they installed the tank, they filled the tank. Everything was done. For me, I was a construction project manager before I retired. T&D put the pool in 2 years before I retired, and my one big thing was I did not want to be a project manager when I came home every day. I wanted everything to be taken care of. They did it turnkey, and really, when it came down to price, after everything was added in, which means that the stuff that the other contractors, because I got 8 bids, everybody excluded something. T&D did not exclude anything. They took care of it all. Once I added in what everybody excluded, they were still $1,200 cheaper than anybody else. Let's see. Bruce Smith said, what's going on with the Burke's Barbecue site? I think there's a grocery store coming in there. I remember reading about it. Oh my gosh, it's been a couple of months. But they're finally clearing the space. It's a shame, Burke's Barbecue. The food was really good there. We enjoyed it a few times that we went. But I'll check on it, but I don't know off the top of my head what exactly it is. Jerry says, yes, prices I gave you with a good-sized pool and cage. Yeah, for me, 7 years ago, it was 86. I have 475 square feet of water, and I have roughly 1,700 square feet under my bird cage. It's a big pool, and it's nice. I really enjoy it. If you're going to build a pool, my recommendation: put as much pool deck as you can in. You'll want the extra space for furniture, for a table. My first pool that I did, I had basically 3 feet on the back, 3 feet on the left and the right, and it was 4 feet from the house or 5 feet from the house. And I regretted it every day, not making it bigger. I should have. But again, put as much decking as you can in. I put 10 feet of deck on each end of my pool, and I moved it 10 feet away from the house to give me plenty of space. Let's see. Oh, Naperville. Here we go with the Starbucks again, huh? So you obviously didn't watch 140. I think it's going to be, Starbucks there in Middleton. Just looking at the way the finish is, the design, it's very modern design. I looked at a bunch of pictures of Starbucks, different sites, freestanding sites that they had, and it was in the same style. So I think that's probably going to be a Starbucks down there. Again, nothing's been released, but it definitely looks like it. let's see. Starbucks in Sumter Landing and on Wedgwood. Yep. Okay. Jerry says, Don, why only the courtyard and veranda homes are allowed to have fences? Thank you for sharing your wisdom. So, courtyard villas have always had fenced yards. That goes back to the original courtyard villas, which the name of that was Courtyard Villas, believe it or not. And it's up by Spanish Springs. They've always had them. For the longest time, that was the only homes that had fenced-in yards. Part of it is you've got very little backyard in most homes, especially the interior lots on designer homes. And that's just the standard that they adopted. Now, when they got down to Nash Loop, which is over by Havana Country Club, they built some cottage homes with fenced-in yards, and those were very successful. And then over in Pine Hills, Pine Ridge, I can never keep the two villages straight. They also, on Wise Way, and they put in a bunch of veranda homes. These were the first ones, I believe. And then they put in some cottage homes on the other side of, what is that? I can't even remember the main road that goes through there. But anyway, and then, when they started down in Finney, that's when they started coming out with the veranda homes. It's not having fenced-in yards, it does change the perspective. And sorry, it's quite noisy in here with the puppies. Anyway, it's just the standard that they've adopted. Let's see. Patty wants to know, hi Don, which villages are or will be closest to Eastport? So LaGrange, you're going to make me get out my map. But LaGrange, Water's Edge, Lakeview are the closest ones. Take a look at the map. It's got the villages' names on them. On my website, goldwingnut.com, click on Villages Maps. Excuse me, it's deafening in here, and I know who that is. That's Marigold. She's the runt of the litter, and has always been the noisiest. But yeah, take a look at the map. That'll show you the ones you want. Let's see. William Rizzo says there are a few village designer homes with fenced yards. Veranda homes are designer homes and with fenced-in yards. Again, I think the ones you're talking about, William, are the ones over there in Wise Way. Pine Hills. Yep. Okay. Caveman 770 says, can you tell us what the bond is on your new home? It's about $51,000. And when you start checking it against inflation, compared to what they were 10 years ago when I bought my current home, it's right in line. It's pretty much had to keep up with inflation. Whew, man, we've been at this 45 minutes. I'm gonna go grab a puppy. Excuse me for just a minute. So, this is Marigold. She has a little white spot on her forehead, and she is the smallest of the litter. And she's a cutie. I think she's going to be a little on the dark side. Just looking at her ears right now and the color of her fur. And she is a squiggly one, wiggly one. But say hello to everybody. And she calms down pretty quickly. Okay, let me put her back. All right, let's see. Here we go. We're talking about the bond. Frank A says, good afternoon, Don. Parking at the squares is becoming increasingly crowded, especially in peak seasons. Any word if Eastport will have increased parking capacity? Every video you do is outstanding. Thank you, Frank. So, that's a good question. Let me tell you what I see at Eastport. Because they have the softball fields there, they have the rec center there, and I have lots of noise in my ears. The softball, the rec center, the commercial properties, the way it's laid out, all that is usable for the town square. So I think it's going to have pretty much the most parking that any of the squares have at this point. It definitely looks that way, at least. The town squares being busy. People go to the squares when there's big bands and very popular bands, and as long as they continue to attract crowds, people will come. It'll take some of the pressure off of Brownwood when Eastport opens up. Hopefully it'll take some of the pressure off of Sawgrass Grove, which was another fantastic idea that they had, putting in Sawgrass Grove like they did. People will always complain because they can't find a parking spot, or maybe the parking spot isn't right up next to the front door like they want it to be. Yeah, it is what it is. So we don't have any more questions on the screen, so I'll switch over some of the questions I received. Now these are the questions that we got ahead last week, but we never got to. So let's see here. Let me turn off the speaker or the microphone on the PowerPoint. I don't know why that turned on. All right, so let's see. Becky wants to know, will you be doing drone footage over the new neighborhoods north of downtown Middleton? We hope to purchase a home in this neighborhood, but I've heard they made changes to the area, and I just want to see what they are doing since we can't drive back there. So north of downtown Middleton, that is going to be what you call it, family residential, as far as I know, just based on the areas that are currently out there. I know that Section 3, I guess it is, Phase 3 of Middleton, is selling in that area at this point, and that's family. But yes, I will continue to do video footage of all the areas under construction. All right, this is from Kim. Coming to the villages this week for our lifestyle visit. Just bought a lot in Shady Brook. Is there a storage facility close to the villages that you can ship boxes to, and they put it in storage unit for you? I don't know. That's an interesting question. I don't know of any. Next we would like to put a pool in, but are thinking not to do it at the time of new build. No, do it at the time of new build. If you're thinking about a pool, do it at new build. It's cheaper, and it's done when the house is done. In fact, it's normally ready before the house is ready. It just overall, it'll be a much better experience. You won't have to mess with it. Is it hard to get outside pool companies in the area? We are thinking if we live in the space for a bit, we would be able to better design as well as get a better pricing. The village's pool builder seems high. Again, that would be T&D. They do all the interior pools. Let me see if I can put the pups up here. Oh my gosh, it's chaos right now. Lily is crawling in. Just crawled in, and for 5 days old, they move pretty good. So anyway, T&D is the pool builder that the developer uses. Their prices are comparable with everybody else's. They really are. But you're not going to get a company with a better reputation or one that stands behind their product better than they do. Lily, what are you doing, girl? Oh my gosh. It is chaos. Let's see if we can go to the other camera. There we go. You can see the chaos when Mama comes in. Everybody wants to eat. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Do many villagers, if their home is paid for by sinkhole and fire insurance, and then self-insure for the rest, or is it best on a new build to start off with the village's recommendations? I highly recommend having homeowners insurance. For all of it. Sinkhole insurance. I'm not a fan of sinkhole insurance. I don't think it's. Oh, you guys want to see Lily? Okay. I'll shift back. Where we go? There's Lily. I'm not a fan of sinkhole insurance. When I bought my house 10 years ago, it was a $300,000 home. They wanted $106 a year for sinkhole insurance. So insurance is based on actuary tables, perceived risk or calculated risk, and they obviously didn't feel it was a great risk. Neither did I. We get a lot of press about sinkholes here in the villages, social media, and certain online websites that supposedly deliver news, equivalent to the National Enquirer. They make a big deal out of anything that they can spin negative towards the villages. I don't think sinkholes are a major issue. We live in Florida. If you see a round lake in Florida, it was a sinkhole at one time. Pretty much if you see a lake in Florida, most of the time it was a sinkhole, unless they're man-made like they are here in the villages. Let's see. We'll swap for just a minute. We'll go back to Lily. Hi, Don. Really appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us every week. Well, thank you. I've experienced 2 lifestyle visits within the last 2 years, and will be renting come September through December with the intentions of buying a new courtyard villa down in the Eastport area. Do you think there will be plenty of new courtyard inventory available during this time frame? Will 4 months be a reasonable period for renting, or do you suggest extending your rental period out to 6 months? For new homes, it is true the developer will not share with their sales team for new homes, is it true that the developer will not share with their sales team official release dates until 1 week prior? Remain safe in your travels. And that was from Jeff. All right, lots of questions here. Yes, they're going to continue to build courtyard villas. They're still very popular. Courtyard villas and veranda homes are popular for 2 reasons: pets and privacy. I don't know if you all can hear these puppies, but there's all kinds of slurping going on as they feed. Mama is definitely serving up a meal, and they are hungry. All she has to do, though, is walk in and they get hungry, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, plenty of courtyard villas. During that time frame, they're always popping out new stuff. I would say probably yes. If you wanted to be safe, yeah, rent out for 6 months. Maybe with the understanding of, hey, if we find 1 in 3 or 4, I'll pay you a month's rent to cancel the lease. And no, the developer doesn't share any information with their sales team until a day or two before, simply because they want them to focus on what is for sale in inventory right now. I was in sales for a couple of years before I went back in to project management, and the concept is called SWOT. So what's available today. They don't want to say, hey, 6 months from now we're going to come out with lots in this area, and this is what they're going to be. No, because people will stop buying what's available. They want to sell the inventory. People will be happy with what they get most of the time. Some will move. There's always the old myth of 3 homes for every villager. I don't see it. All right, let's see. We got a question from John. Any guesses when Edenfield or Green Grove Hill might be going? They're working now on Edenfield. They're putting in the deep undergrounds. But when that's going to be ready, we're talking 6 months probably on Edenfield, and Green Grove Hill even longer. That's on the other side of Bexley Trail. Jimmy Cunningham says, I hope the developer builds more executive courses that will accommodate all these new homes going in. They have a formula. They know how many they need to build based on the number of homes. Are there more planned? Absolutely there are. To think that all of a sudden they would stop building executive courses and championship courses with another 8 miles going south to build, it doesn't even pass the common sense test. All right. Let's see. Next question. This is a good one. Where's my? There it is. Hi, Don. As a fellow large dog owner, we would like to know your tips for enjoying life with a large-sized dog in the villages. Veranda, courtyard villa, because you get a fenced-in yard. For us, with 2 golden retrievers when we moved in 10 years ago, and now the 2 that we have, it was a must to have a fenced-in yard. It was great. Other than that, my experience, with having a large dog has always been positive here in the villages. Take them to the town square. Everybody loves to pet them. Walking them in the morning, plenty of places to walk. Right now it's just Sully and I, and we get out for our 2 to 2.5 miles every morning on a walk, and we're pushing it faster and faster every week. All right, and oh wow, another long one. All right. Good morning, Don. I can't make today's live, but always watch the replay. You're such a wealth of information. I can't wait to get down there on May 1st. They're renting in St. Catherine first, and then hoping to buy in Water's Edge. Someone commented on a renting to the villagers YouTube last night, which was showing us around Moultrie Creek, Veranda home area. Where are you buying? I was curious if you had a response. It says, none of the golf cart paths in this area have a cement ribbon to keep them stable. They will wear out faster when they don't have this feature. Same for the lack of curbs on most of the streets. Is this factual about the cement ribbons? Never heard of it. thought you would know. I actually do know quite a bit about it. So, because this was an issue with the project-wide advisory committee when I was on it, when Chitty Chatty first opened up and Bradford. Um, all the golf cart paths, multimodal paths, excuse me, get the term right, north of 44 do have the ribbon curbing. And they also went back in the courtyard villa and patio villa communities, and they put in ribbon curbing before it was just asphalt up to the grass. It does help a lot, but in the rest of the streets, though, all have curbing. If you're going through any of those, the designer home sections, they all have curbing. It's only in the veranda and courtyard villa and patio villa home areas that they don't have the curbing. It should stabilize the pavement more. I know initially in the Bradford area, there were some maintenance and construction vehicles that were driving on the golf cart paths, and it did cause some breakdown on the edges. But last I went down there, I didn't see it anymore. They seem to be holding up pretty good. It's not something I'm going to lose any sleep over. But it sure would have been nice if they put them in. But part of the reason they didn't put them in is it's very expensive. It's a lot of money to do, and especially when you're starting to talk about the many, many extra miles of cart paths that they have in some of the areas, just because things are much more spread out south of 44. Well, we're coming up on an hour. We'll make this our last question. It says, hi Don, waved at you on Saturday in my white Tesla. Great to see you out in the wild. Thanks. I wish I had stopped to ask you the question. I watched the live broadcast last night and saw the exciting news that you won one of the verandas on Laurel Loop. First time as well. I'm going to try for a Winslow Courtyard Villa on Torrey Terrace looking out at the Saluki Recreation Center. My question is, what's your advice or secret to winning the lottery? Put 3 rabbit's feet in your pocket. Have a bouquet of 4-leaf clovers. It's all pure luck. I know the courtyard villas, though, you're talking about on Torrey Terrace that are overlooking the Saluki Recreation Center. That was actually Debbie and I's first consideration. We'll go back to the puppies. It was our first consideration in buying a second home for investment, just because we were thinking, we're going to move there eventually. So that's what we wanted. And there's some very nice ones, especially the Winslow Seas. They're a little bit bigger. They're right at, I believe they're right at 2,000 square feet. And the ones overlooking Saluki are very nice. Again, we looked at all of those, and we had a shopping list, and then we started looking at verandas. And Debbie liked the floor plans that she saw. We liked the idea, for example, the one we got, which is a 3-3. And it's very much to our liking. All right. We have been at this an hour, folks. We have 109 on there. Wow, great. Let's see. Jerry asked one last question. We'll go back to this. Does the villages offer their own mortgage department / services? So, yeah, believe it or not, they do. Citizens First Bank is owned by the developer. It has to obviously follow all state and federal banking rules, so it's a very reputable bank. They are very easy to work with when you want to buy a new home. The closing department, everything. The developer is smart. They brought in-house all the services they need to sell a house, because the more they can streamline the process, the easier it is. There's no waiting. There's no delays on getting your mortgage and things like that. So yeah, talk to your sales agent, and they can direct you in the right direction for everything you need for buying a home here. Let's see. Land Girl GB says you may want to check out one of your pups to see if it's okay. Well, hang on just a second. Let me jump over there. What do we got down here? So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Thor's at the back door, number 10. Oh, this little guy right here. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's a little porker. Let's put him up here with Mom. But, nope, all the pups look okay and healthy, and whoever's not eating, which it looks like they're all trying to right now, is definitely sleeping. Anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I enjoy doing this. Please, if you have questions, send them to me or put them on the scroll or on the live chat. I love providing the information. If you got a challenging one, a tough one, please send it to live@goldwingnut.com a couple of days in advance so I can do the research and give you a good answer. I don't like guessing. I try not to guess. If I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know. Anyway, thank you again. You all have a blessed day. I'm going to go take care of some puppies. I'm sure Lily is hungry again for about the 5th time today. Thanks again for watching, and we'll do this again next week.